Our fans, our fan
Our
base.
fans. Yeah, our fan base.
All right, just 1 second.
We see who all is on.
Okay, so this meeting is now live to the public.
Okay. There's Vicki. I would like to welcome everybody to the Cultural Exchange Commission meeting. It's the first meeting that we've had in a while, and I think considering events, current events, this will be a short and sweet meeting. I would first like to call the roll, and Chris will write your names down.
I mean, we all know who's here, but just to do it right, Debbie Stathis,
Here.
Gail Petrosov is not with us. Vicki O'Keefe, Vicki,
coming in.
well, she's muted, but she's coming on, so we'll count her as present. Chris Stathis is here. Donna Bouchon, Morgan Jones, Wanda Boker, Casey Boyer, Adam Rabinsky, and Mara Burton and Capri Walling are not with us currently.
And Maura might come in, so we can hope for that. Okay, because there's been so little ability to do things with twinning, my report is short and sweet and goes down to really unfinished and old business. The first thing that I would like to tell you about is the book that we are doing with the TAM, and it's going to be, I told you before, a 48-page book. We have sent material over to David Townsend Jones. We have gotten permission from the city and from Mount Baker and from Deb Henning to use their photographs as well as our photographs. So I think David right now has just a huge selection of stuff to use, and we're going to have to work a little bit to refine that. And but he's used to this. He's a writer and publisher. The other thing that we've been doing, and Wanda was on it today, once a month we have a French discussion group. We have a few very capable, Wanda and Barb Moore, French speakers in our group. And today there were 4 of us with the group from Havre de Grace. And then the second Zoom session that we had, an additional 3 people joined in for a general discussion. And so it's one way of maintaining contact with the people, in Mumbles. And, it's not optimal, but given the situation, I think that it's working well, and we are getting to know one another. And, it's an interesting French discussion on places today, and then a general discussion in English. And we were able to share with them the ideas about Susquehanna State Park and the Jockey Trail and Gras Alley and the Green Team and the work being done there. So again, they're getting to know us. We're getting to know them better, which is the goal. In addition, I have been attending the once every 2 months community projects meeting that take place. We haven't had any, Vicki, are you there?
Yeah. She just muted herself.
We haven't had any new activity with the Treasury, so the Treasury stands as it was. So those are the activities. The one proposed activity that I think would be wonderful, given how the next few months will go with COVID, is to have a potluck supper so that we could get together. If people are vaccinated, if people feel comfortable doing this in the summer, it could be, outside, we can be distanced, and just to be able to kind of come together as a community again. So what I am interested in learning from you is well, we can't really say. I proposed June. I don't know if June will be, will be far enough into recovery from COVID that we would want to do that. But what are your thoughts about this? And then who's vaccinated? Everybody should be vaccinated this summer. Casey?
I want to say yay on that. Maybe have it at the park and do it like a little bit of a cookout.
Mhm.
And
Great idea.
there's a couple of parks that we could potentially do it at. And what else? And yes, I'm vaccinated. And let me know if anybody is looking for the vaccine. That's the next step. We need to find the one-offs that are still looking for them and work to connect them.
Because they're available now. They're
There, it's just we need to connect.
Yeah, we're doing walk-up vaccines now at the convention center downtown. I know it's not terribly convenient to the Harvey Grace area, but you can go without an appointment and get vaccinated.
Right. They're also doing walk-ups at
Ripken, I think.
At Ripken, but there's another place in Aberdeen, another church that's doing it as well. So there's plenty of options.
They're doing walk-ups at Weiss. My neighbor was at Weiss today, and someone came out from the pharmacy and was asking people, "Can I give you a vaccine?" And my neighbor already has her vaccine, and the pharmacist says, "Please tell your neighbors to come because it was the Pfizer vaccine. They had shots and they needed to give them out."
Yeah.
Right.
And they're also doing walk-ups at Dr. Silverstein's office.
Yes.
So there. Morgan, have you gotten your vaccine yet?
I did. I got the Johnson & Johnson, so one's done.
Good. One and done. Good. So maybe the thing to do would be to send out a general letter and see who would be comfortable having an event in June, and that would be and then get a consensus and see how many people we get. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I think it sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I like it.
Could I just jump in? Speaking for the two of us, we'd be happy to host it here as well. And one of the nice things about having it here, because we've got the deck in the backyard.
Which is gorgeous, by the way.
We have alcohol if it's a social meeting.
Look at Chris always thinking of the right stuff.
Good thinking. This is Mr. Beerman.
That's one of my COVID skills now.
COVID skills.
I'm brewing.
Okay, so the next thing that we have to deal with, really the only thing that was we were reminded by Adam, thank you, Adam, is that there is on our resolution, there's number 6, and I'm just going to read point 6 to you and get your opinion on it. 6 months prior to the expiration of their terms, the commissions shall advise the city of the commission's status and whether the commission shall be extended, converted to a permanent city commission, or replaced with a newly created tax-exempt organization under 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code. And that would mean currently we are under the umbrella in terms of the 501c3 of the community projects. And so this is asking us to declare whether we want to retain our status with the city and the community projects or go out on our own and establish a 501c3.
And it's timely now because going back to when the resolution was passed by the council with the mayor's approval, we are coming up, as Adam reminded us, on that 6-month window. So our charter expires now in October, as I understand it, Adam. And
Yes.
This is the month when we really are obligated to let the city know of our intentions. And just in terms of responding, I'll give my opinion and everybody else jump in too. I think given, especially with the inability to do grand and wonderful new things during the pandemic, I'm very comfortable with the relationship that we have with both the city and community projects. And my suggestion to the board would be to continue on in the current status and inform the city.
I agree.
to do so.
Yeah. And don't we get a lot of benefits from remaining that way, or even just establishing that relationship?
Yes, yes.
I thought so. I thought that was the most beneficial way to do this, or the wisest way.
I think it's the most beneficial. It is it takes away from us the onus of having to establish our own 501c3, and
Right.
and lots of benefits of being associated with the city and with community projects. So I see it as a win-win.
And I think one other aspect too is that our relationship with the city is really very close and needs to remain close, because when
Yes.
time comes when we're actually hosting people from Mumbles to visit us, the city will be just absolutely threaded with us on organizing activities and providing venues and support, not monetary, but just a presence and a partnership. And I would hate to see anything that increases the distance between us and the city for those purposes.
Correct.
Any other thoughts?
Completely agree with everything
Yeah,
you guys are saying.
So could somebody make a motion to retain our relationship with the city?
I make a motion to retain a relationship with the city.
Second?
Second. I
Okay,
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, who was the second? I didn't catch that. I got to
Donna.
do it. Oh, Donna, thank you. I was looking down,
And,
Donna.
okay, so I think it passed unanimously.
Would it be okay, just because we're on the internet, if you did a roll call vote?
Sure.
Sure, absolutely.
And I'm a non-voting member, correct, Adam?
Correct.
Yes. Yes.
I'm also non-voting.
I mean, you can vote, Casey, but we can't count it. All right, as secretary, I'll go through the roll real quick, and I'm using my pictures on the screen here to help me identify who's with us. Debbie Stathis, yay or nay?
Yay.
Vicki O'Keefe, yay or nay?
Yay.
I'm a yay. Mara,
I'm a yay.
Donna,
Yay.
Megan,
Morgan.
I'm sorry.
Morgan.
Yay.
I got him. Wanda
Yay.
Yay.
and Capri and Gail are not currently in attendance, so I think that's everybody. Did I miss
There's
anyone?
one more phone number on my screen.
Yes.
Everybody
It's
just-
probably me.
No,
No, there's Mara, and then there's one other,
I'm on as a phone because I couldn't get my speaker to pick up. That's
Oh.
what all the
Oh,
it's
the
Vicky.
joining was a problem.
You're 770? Okay.
That's
Okay,
me.
Okay,
I think that's it.
so how many do we have then?
So it's 7,
It's 7, so we're only missing the 2, and
and
that's
that's
it.
enough.
That's enough.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, the next thing before we try to establish a date for the next meeting,
oh,
are there
wait,
any-
on the issue that we were just on, Adam,
Yes.
we need to bring that up as a motion at our next council meeting, or what?
I would think the next step would be actually if you guys could just submit a formal letter to the mayor,
I'll do
CC
that.
the director of
Okay.
administration and the chief of staff. And then they'll probably, between now and October, work on either ordinance or a resolution.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning that, Casey.
Any new business or issues or thoughts that any of you have before we move to try to find a new date for a meeting? I thought that the next meeting in 2 months would be June 23rd. Optimally, that could be the date for our get together. And
Oh. That's a good idea.
that, we could use that as a focus. That's 2 months away. So we'll take a look at June 23rd and see if we can make that work. The other thing I'd like to remind you of, if you're available during the day, we have the conversation groups will be 4 weeks from today. I forget exactly what the day is, but I'll send out notice. And anybody who would like to be included, it can be sent the Zoom invite. And again, it is it's fun, and it's a way to get to know people.
Program today is May 19th.
May 19th. Thank
And
you.
the subject for the French conversation is any hobbies you've picked up during COVID, and if you haven't picked up anything you like to do.
Again,
Okay.
getting to know people better.
You have to
So
look that all up in French.
Wanda is fantastic. I write mine out in English, go to Google Translate, and then read off that. So that they tolerate me nicely. So that's good.
I learned a lot about Joe K. Trail today, and I love Joe K. Trail, but you taught me things I didn't know. So
There you go. There you go. So it was understandable. That's good. Just invite anybody who wants to take part in that. And again, it's at 11 o'clock on that Wednesday. And it starts at 11. They start at 5 or 4. So we've got the time difference there. So I'll send out.
Our potluck, do you think we could, I don't know, would it be appropriate to play croquet or?
It would be appropriate to play croquet. The game that they play over there, the TAM does, is not bocce, but pétanque, and it's a French bowls game. And but it's the same idea as bocce.
We have a bocce set.
and we have a bocce set too.
Okay.
So we could.
Huh.
Maybe cornhole, so we can just like make it
They look exactly the
Yeah.
same.
the rest of us, right? Okay.
Games. Okay, and anything else that you can think of? The date for people coming to visit us is in the fall of 22. Who knows, that may be a go. And further, what's going on with Mumbles, Chris and I have tickets to go over in August, mid-August. We'll see if that works or not.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, wow.
And it may or may not, but all is refundable. So that's good.
Awesome.
So thank you very much for attending this meeting and touching base. And I'll send a general notice, and we'll keep things going, right? We'll keep things going.
And Jet, how is everybody doing, by the way? Is everybody doing well?
Over there.
Yeah.
We're
So
hanging in there.
yeah.
Okay.
Feel better now that I've got my 2 Fauci ouchies.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in and make sure everybody's, just doing all right.
How are you doing, Mari? You're the one that's out on the front lines all day long.
Oh, I'm fine. I mean, they keep us very well protected, so we're fine. We're fine. We can get tested anytime we want to. We have the testing centers right next door. The vaccine and testing is in the other building at the convention center. The hospital where I am is the big one on the right, closest to the stadiums. Vaccine and testing is down on the building on the left, down by Charles Street. So we can run over there and get tested if we think we need to. So they take really good care of us, all kinds of PPE.
And you've had your vaccine for months, I hope?
Oh, yeah, since January. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Is there
you.
anything you need from us on any other front? I know you got the book going. Is there anything else?
No, the book and the conversation groups are the
Okay.
2 things that we've got going. And
Maybe have a presence during the 4th of July.
like part of the parade, or
Will there be a
again,
parade?
Yes.
yes,
Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome.
yes,
Awesome.
and in a crowd.
So we could have a dragon float?
Ah,
We could have a dragon float, but I would hate to personally, I would hate to commit to that now. Like wait a month or so to see where we are with COVID, because that's
I think that's a great idea, only because we are seeing an increase in the numbers in the hospital.
Yeah.
More than double.
The new cases.
In Pardon?
We had 7 new cases in Havre de Grace today. I write down the numbers every morning.
every
Mhm.
morning.
Is this because of young people that don't have masks, or?
I
that
don't
you're
know
seeing
what is
that?
actually, so the talk in the hospital is it's because of the variants actually. So we're now separating people into pods where, you know, if it's Brazilian, they're over there. If it's the UK variant, they're over in a different pod. We're trying to keep them separate. But I will say the people, the population, our census, when I look at the dates of birth, we are now experiencing more people born in the 1980s and 90s than we did before. Prior to that, you know, it was people from the 1960s, 1950s, 1940s. Now we're seeing the 1980s and the 1990s.
So we're still confident in the vaccines. I guess that's my question when you said that.
I think so. Again, though, there's still the whole question of the variant and they call it breakthrough cases where people who are vaccinated are still getting sick. So, you know, there's still a whole lot to learn about this, you know. So one of the things we're doing is we're collecting data the whole time, you know, we're taking care of these patients so we can try to come up with some consistent pattern to, you know, who is getting it, what are their symptoms, you know, now we have a whole nother class of people called long haulers who are going to be sick for a long, long time. You know, so this whole thing is constantly providing more information about it as we go along.
Well, I know they had at least one under 2-year-old child with COVID at the Child Development Center in Aberdeen, because my daughter and her family just finished 2 weeks of quarantine because their 1-year-old was playmate with this child. He did not get COVID, but my daughter 6 weeks ago had the J&J vaccine and is still nursing. And so we're thinking that some of that probably transferred through. So.
Oh, I've read that. I read that they had babies born with, what is it called? When you have not the remnants, but the sign that you've had COVID or you've had the vaccine.
Right.
The antigens.
When they were born. So the vaccine is passing through, which is good.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
But there are young children spreading it around currently.
Yeah.
The commissioner.
And they tend to not be, well, obviously children are not inoculated. They're not vaccinated yet.
Right.
So then therein lies the other part of the question too. Are we seeing younger people because they may not be they haven't had the opportunity to get vaccinated yet, you know, whereas older populations have had that chance. You know, and again, these are all questions, you know, and it's an ever evolving group of, you know, information and data.
And more questions.
Right.
So,
every day is more questions. Yeah.
So I think I would feel more comfortable waiting a while before committing to anything for the 4th of July.
Like a float. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
We should check with the commission though to make sure we know when the window for participation closes so we can make a decision.
Yeah. But it would be nice, Casey. It would be fun to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Adam, do you know when it closes?
I don't, but I can ask.
We could see, and the same goes for when we first started the twinning. We were a presence at First Fridays, and
right.
And I would love to, you know, be a presence at First Fridays again, but I think that, you know, a bit of caution is wise here, and so give it a little bit. But hopefully by the end of by midsummer, end of summer, we'll be able to feel comfortable about participating in group activities. You know, activities where you don't know the people that you're with, and that. Okay. Anything else? Thank you.
I have nothing else.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Could I have a motion to adjourn? Somebody move to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Okay, a second?
Second.
Yay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we did it right. We did it right. It's so nice to see people's faces. I love it. So, so thank you very much.